anything you guys want. Sound good? Sound good. Oh, that's I could even hear it. Production has their headphones on and I can still hear that volume. So high quality. I love it. All right, boys and girls, what is happening? Start off with a little pose this morning. We have a new podcast that is up and running right now over on Generation Iron. You guys can go over there and take a look at it. Take a watch see. It's with Rob Van Dam, who was hit stardom with the incredible WWE. One thing that I loved about him is that he is one of those guys that was truly athletic with some incredible kicks, and so that was always entertaining to me. And a good sized guy. For me, I always like the guys that are athletic but also a good size. So that is up, and then I want to let everybody know Titan Tour next stops. We're heading off to, how do you pronounce David? His first one's David Guetta. We are teaming up with David Guetta, and this will be happening next week, and so we're really excited about that and working with him. As soon as he said, or their team reached out to us, which is cool, and when they reached out to us, Mona, Jeff, Serge, anybody and everybody that kind of knows music, I guess you would say, or yeah, even if you didn't know music, this guy's huge. I didn't know. I'm not a music guy, but he is going to be teaming up with us, and we're going to get some great stuff for you guys. Oh, John Defendus is on right here. Guys, I've got to team up with this man. This man has been in the game even before I was, and still looks like a savage. But he's going to be somebody, Big Johnny. John, I'm going to DM you after this or send you a message so we can team up. I'd love to get you on my podcast and talk about longevity. All right. With that being said, so next week is David. We're going to be hooking up and getting some really fun stuff. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I love being able to be like that bridge from the golden era and you guys that really made this into something that I love, and still be here today talking about it. So I will reach out. And then we are off Thursday too, which this is going to be fun. I will be in Miami for Karate Combat. Now, if you guys don't know what Karate Combat is, it's actually which is surprising to me when I first did the study on, it is getting better numbers than the UFC, which is crazy because UFC is so big, but Karate Combat is an exploded martial arts tournament, and it'll be taking place in Miami on May 20th, and we will be there front row. Others that will be there is St. Pierre will be there, and some others. I think Conor McGregor will be there as well, and so we will be there, and I'll be doing interviews and discussions on Friday, and then the fights are on Saturday in Miami, and then I get to team up with my boy Jimmy Mentis while I'm out there, which again is awesome. And if it's not too crazy, Whitney Reed may be hanging with us as well. Thank you for the donation. You can always just interrupt me if you want to go with donations and talks.
Hey Mike, how is working with Jonathan Majors in Magazine Dreams?
So we got a question here. How was it to work with Jonathan Majors in this movie, Magazine Dreams? This movie will be out in December of this year, and it was incredible. First of all, he is one of the greatest actors of this generation right now, and so in demand to be seen. It is incredible to work with him and to be on screen and co-star with him. And I'm excited to see. I have not seen the movie, even though the movie is done, I have not seen it yet, and I kind of want to wait for the red carpet and then the real, the premiere for us. Feel free to block anybody like that. No. Or did you get to him already? Dude, wow. So yeah, incredible to do that movie. There's another movie that it will be out prior to that called Divinity, where I am basically a experiment and with chemicals to make me gigantic, a huge, monstrous strength creature. So it's basically a biography of me. That being said, thank you for the donation for the puppies. We're gonna do the go for it.
When are you gonna collab with David again? David Lake.
I don't think that's gonna happen, honestly. Reached out and have not heard back from him, and so I just kind of keep going forward at that point. Great kid though, great kid. I am going to hook up with the Trend Twins. Is that what they're called? The Trend Twins? Yeah, these guys are hilarious. So that will probably definitely happen. Let's see what kind of questions we got. While we're in Miami, I'll put down info. So if we get all together. See if we can't get a little Titan workshop in Miami at the headquarters of the Titan crew out there. So I'll keep you guys up to date about that. So you Florida peeps, get ready. We're coming out. Hypertrophy. Yes, we are in hunts for that because I know that there's a couple MCU characters that we are trying to pitch. You guys know Lobo is coming out. Do you think what's his name is going to get Lobo? Jason Momoa is trying to get that. Yeah. Best Mr. Olympia of all time, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And again, right now, I don't think I can see the questions from you guys at TikTok. Thank you, boys and girls. Just looking at those questions for you guys. What other questions you got for me? So we got the travel. We got that. Yeah. All right. I'll get in. After we hit Miami, we're going back up north to South and North Carolina. So we'll be there too. And I know that a lot of people were asking about that. And I train up there at a great gym. So if you are in town in North Carolina and stuff, we'll be hitting the gym. Let's get some workouts in while I am in town there as well. Thank you, guys. Who do you guys got for the Olympia this year? That was me asking you. Any advice for teenagers? Tons of advice. Make sure that you guys, a lot of these questions you guys are asking is over on my YouTube already. Helpful information for you guys over there. What do you got for me, Jeffrey? Man, I'm an Aussie getting back into gym. Some good ways to start a session.
some good starts?
Just go in and do the basic exercise. Do your compound. If somebody asks just what's a good way to get back into the gym and just start working, I'd honestly just go back in and start doing the compound exercises. So if you haven't done legs in a while, just start with squats. And maybe, I know this is going to sound lame to a lot of you, but you got to remember, you haven't been there, right? You haven't been there in a couple of weeks, a month, a year, whatever it is. And you get back into the gym and you're thinking, I'm going to do leg press and hack squats and leg extensions, walking lunges and sissy squats, heavy squats, sumo squats. You really don't have to do that. If you've been out for a while, all you really got to do is just do your squats, maybe stretch a little bit and get out of there. And it's a good start to get back into the gym. We had a great workout midweek on legs. With Robbie, and we'll do legs twice a week now. On one day, I'll just squat for hours. That's all we do. And then for the second leg workout, we do all that secondary stuff. So again, it's on what you're trying to do. I'm trying to retain as much strength as I can as I continue to slice down. And also I'm really working on, and it's easier for you guys. If you didn't know, it's easier to get range of motion as you're dieting down. And so as I'm getting leaner and leaner, my range of motion is getting better and better, obviously. Well, it's not obvious, but you'll get it. So I'm really focused on, last week we tried to do squats, but we tried to do squats onto the basketball. So the normal box that you see us do is 12 inches. The basketball is 8 inches. So we're trying to get that kind of range of motion. And we're trying to do it also without rotation of the hips as best you can, and also keeping the shins parallel. Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Let's see what we got here. 1 second. Is this an invite?
Tons of those.
Yeah.
I remember Chase. Remember this guy? We went live with him one time. He hopped on, kept donating.
Yeah.
Chase, you never sent me your address. We were gonna send you a shirt.
That's right, my man.
Never sent it, Chase. We need that.
Chase, what is happening, my brother? I'm just looking here on Instagram for chest tips. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures or another animes. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures? Is that?
It's another anime.
Okay.
I guess.
I haven't seen JoJo's Adventures. Looking for questions. How to grow biceps. Wow. Imagine the concept on this kid.
What? What do you got?
You can receive questions when badges are on, but you can't show them on screen. So I'm guessing my badges are on then?
They're on, what do you want, IG?
Yeah, I wanted to post this. So this
Really?
is kind of a sad question. Sorry.
You can't post a question.
I can't. It says, I'm a power lifter, natural. Do you think I should speed things up and take PEDs or wait till my plateau? So a couple things. He used a plateau to say that's when he'll get on stuff, not realizing that plateaus happen to everybody and could happen to everybody within a week, 2 weeks, 3 days. And so there's tons of plateaus. That doesn't make sense, but it also just shows me that he's probably really, really young, which is unfortunate that he's thinking that he has to do anything right now until he learns. And so for anybody out there with that kind of question or mentality, please learn how to weightlift, learn and spend a couple years doing it, is my recommendation before you ever think about doing anything else. And then always think about the baby steps. Make sure you're eating right. okay, in time. Make sure that you take your supplementation, your vitamins. That's the kind of stuff that I recommend for you to do. And then if you're young, there's no reason for you to do anything else if you're young. Is David Lade natural? Oh my gosh, he's like 190 pounds. Yes, of course he's natural. Or I think he is. Great genetics. I think the memes with me and him posing where they go into the adoption center looking for the best kid with genetics. David and the twins, those twins, oh my gosh. Those two, man, if you talk about genetics, these guys are born with it.
They all have the same.
They look so like they could be three brothers.
Yeah.
And great personalities too to go with it.
They said they'll be in town June.
Oh, we're definitely teaming up with those guys. I got these two twins, 20 years old. Yeah, 20 years old. These kids are phenomenal. And they're phenomenal they don't look like Jay Cutler at 20. To me, they actually look better than most. They look better than any pro bodybuilder, any amateur bodybuilder. These kids are both on the Olympics team for skiing. And they just train really, really hard. They're 20 years old and they have these shoulders, these collarbones that are so wide and then tapered little waists. And they're good looking kids, man. Pronounce their names again for me? Kieran and Devin in the last name, if you remember. Fagan. I do follow both of them. They're on my Instagram. So go check those kids out. There's some good kids that are learning to lift and great to follow. The phone's going to die. Sorry, guys. Tips for bicep growth. Let me give you a tip for a bicep growth. My recommendation is straight bar curls, 3 sets. Do some alternating dumbbell curls. Again, 3 sets. Rep range could be between 6 and 10 to the most. And then finish it off with some preachers. And we've been doing a lot of preachers lately. So that or a concentration curl, but I'd go a preacher. And then Robbie's been really kicking our ass with these bicep workouts lately. I think it's just because his biceps are so freaky. But what he does is he'll take to the preacher bench. The preacher bench is normally 2 different positions. One is a little bit more up and down where the other one has a little bit of an angle to it. And so depending on which way he's leaning or laying over, and he'll also play with his pits, his armpits. So instead of putting the pad all the way up top, he might put it down here for more power and go through it. So again, but he'll superset those 2. And I've been doing that with him lately and toast me. And he's honestly using the same weight, if not heavier weight than me. So check out the YouTube for those workouts and also just for tips on how to build those arms.
Let's see what this guy, give this guy a little advice. He says, aloha, Mike. I have kidney issues. My diabetes is under control. I have very, very high protein in my feed. Any suggestion, any supplements to help this?
One more time.
He's
got kidney disease.
Yeah, he's got very high protein in his pee, which is any supplements to help.
Yeah, I would. First off, I'd recommend lowering the protein 100%, because you don't want to play with that. You don't want to play with the kidneys, seriously. And then this is something that I would recommend that you're checking your blood work and then you're talking to your doctor. But talk to a doctor on that. Okay, don't talk to a specialist or somebody that says that they know what they're doing. Talk to a doctor about that. Okay, is that clear? Is that this stuff when and that's the one thing I think is interesting is when I was growing up, there was a point, and it seems like that was thrown out the window now. Just have protein. Just have as much protein as you possibly want. Just have, I don't give a sheesh how much it is. You eat 10,000 calories, You don't want to get fat, eat just protein. And it's like, wow, that much protein is hard on the kidneys and liver. And I grew up understanding that. So the fact that a lot of you just chalk it up and go, I can have as much protein and it does nothing to me. Too much of something, anything, does something to the body. So just be smart about that. And just like you said, it's like, I don't know how old you are to have this issue with your kidneys, but again, it's not an age thing either. I know 25-year-olds that have issues, and I know 60-year-olds that don't have issues. So again, just be smart when you guys get to this kind of level where you're really trying to push it. And I did pin a comment over here. Guy says, don't use PEDs if you're not competing. Do you have a point of view on that?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. Shit. How far do you want to take this? You want to say testosterone's a PED? So you got low testosterone, you're at risk of a lot of health issues. So all of a sudden you can't take that to improve your health. So you're just gonna fucking sit there and kill yourself.
Yeah, because just the statement alone, I think, is ignorant.
Yeah.
Because first of all, even if you're competing, you don't have to take PEDs. That's the dumbest thing in the world. You're not competing to appease somebody else. You're competing because you want to compete. You like the tussle. You want to get some kind of pressure on you so you can try to get better in life. Doesn't mean you need to do compete and do PEDs. You can compete naturally. So that's a silly comment. And then it goes back to what Jeff just said. You're saying don't do PEDs if you're not going to compete. So do it if you're competing. No, that's stupid. And then the second thing is if somebody's on here who's 40 years old and has low testosterone, 100% that person should go do testosterone and get on some HRT. Or he's just hurting himself in the long run. So you got to be more open-minded than that. You just can't throw out a blanket statement like that. Damn it, Mike, my question, please. I don't know what your question is, Captain.
I like those questions. The question that's just answer my question.
Answer my question. I'm sorry, guys. This thing is going fast.
Yeah,
Can you talk about developing muscle? Go for it.
I fasted for months and lost over 125 pounds, but it stopped working when I hit 250. He told me my metabolism shut down. He told me to stop fasting and try to hold that 250, and I did. How should I proceed?
Well, first of all, congratulations on being able to use a trick to get your body into a better position, which also help motivate you into a better position. So here's the great thing. Now that you have stopped and you've gone back to food and you've maintained your body, you can go back to any way you feel would be beneficial for you to diet now. Because you stopped doing it, correct? Is that what you've read, Jeff?
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So just like anybody, when you're dieting and you diet for 12 weeks, right? And you're trying to get sliced for the show or whatever that thing is, your body's going to hit a plateau where you're like, this is done. You've done your 12 weeks. Anything further, and now you're going to start hurting your body. So you stop and you just chill on that. I'm going to get this before Jeffrey. Bam! I got him before you. So this gentleman fasted, and again, I am nowhere a fan of fasting. If you do it for a short period of time and then get away from it. But he did it. He lost over 100 pounds, so that's great. But now he's back onto the food. I would try to speed up your metabolism and heal it while you're holding that weight and try to get to 6 meals and then go back to the basic way that you did it when you first dropped the weight. That's what I would recommend. And thank you for the donation for the puppies. I appreciate that. What questions we got, boys and girls? Have you guys tried this? Holy shnikes. I don't know if you can see. I can't see it. There you go. What kind of questions we got?
So
Hey, text Chris. Can you go into my phone right now? Your phone,
great.
Mike O'Hearn, and see where Chris Cormier is at. One second, guys. I'm just doing a little search here. I want to bring you guys that. Mike, I need an answer. Do you agree of a teenager needs to go to the gym for just to be healthy? Can I post that? I can't post that. Okay. See if I read this right. Sorry, guys. Eyesight. Mike, I need an answer. Do you agree of a teenager, 18 years old, 13 to 18, needs to go to the gym or just to be healthy? Well, you're already healthy, 13 to 18 on the majority.
Should Bobo pick up some more of those?
Yes, Bobo. Please. Please, please.
Just hit with the hey. Where you at?
Hey, I'm on live. Let's go. Do I think a 13 to 18-year-old should go to the gym to be healthy? They're already healthy. They're 13 to 18. I do think they should go for to learn some freaking incredible things that will help them in life. Commitment, consistency. They'll build them some strength. And also at that age, you're setting yourself up to win in life physically when you are starting exercise during those puberty years. And I still to this day, it's like I am so happy that I trained from that age, that early age, like I did. So it helped my nervous system and my body to be strong enough to maintain that size through my life. So that's one thing I do recommend. And again, I think weightlifting itself is testing the body, and I think also it just helps everybody mentally. Everything okay?
Yeah, I just got to put the phone.
So that's one of the big things. Thank you for the question, though.
The charger's not working.
Which one?
It's probably unplugged.
Oh,
Probably got trouble.
big question here. Should do and please. Let me see if I can pin this so I can read it. Sorry. Usually Jeffrey reads this stuff. Everyone can and should do as they please with their own bodies. Learn all the possible negative effects and make an educated choice for yourself. Yeah, I mean, the guy just says, somebody just posted, everybody should be able to do whatever they want for their body. Yeah, I mean, obviously anybody and everybody could do whatever they want. I just don't think teenagers or youngsters should do anything at the beginning of their lives like that. It messes them up later in life. So, with common sense.
Here we go. From Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu, sitting for many hours gives me lower back pain, which holds back my deadlift training. How can I undo the damage of sitting and relieve that pain?
Change up your seat. Use one of those yoga balls, or I don't know what the seat's called, where you're on your shins and it's more like this.
I'm with you.
Yeah, my dad did that. This chairs came out years ago, but it's more of a lean forward kind of a chair. You're not nothing against your back, and you're just basically holding yourself up. Yeah, I just change up that yoga ball too, and get up and move. Do one of those new desks where you stand.
See Jimmy.
Chiropractic and everything else. I would agree with you. Somebody asked. Let's see if I can get back to it. Oh man, these guys, great questions, guys. Just trying to get to everything, man.
Good luck.
And that one, when somebody said, yeah, sorry, guys, these things are going fast. I do this though. This is a good one. let me be clear on this one. Let's see. There we go. Pin it. Boom. So he's asking me about the Mike Metzer principles of training. There's a lot of great stuff in that. I think there's a lot of great stuff in that. I think there's a lot of science. There's two things. One is it already shows that going to fatigue doesn't do anything for you, and it just puts you at risk. So that's obviously out. And they didn't have enough studying back then at that point. Now, with that being said, I think a true champion, and I'm just talking now, this is just like the 001% of you guys out there that want to push themselves to be the greatest in the world. You have to push yourself to fatigue, even though maybe it's not beneficial to build more muscle or anything. It is essential for you to push your mindset to that level and know what that kind of pain is like, because you're going to have to get to that level in other aspects of your training to be the greatest in the world. So in textbook, no, training till your fatigue doesn't help. In life, training till fatigue helps you. How crazy is that? And the problem with that is you're only going to get that information by people that actually became the greatest in the world and talk about how they trained when they were younger. And when somebody asks somebody like, and I see this now, which is interesting because I want to talk to these guys. I'm going to talk to Dorian Yates about this because Dorian's a big opponent that says you don't have to train that, you know, 6, 8, 10 to the most. You don't need to go to fatigue. But he trained with Mike Metzer, Aaron Baker, all these guys, Casey Viator. And they trained like monsters in Golds. And I was there with Mike Metzer in the late 80s, early 90s. And so I saw him training these guys. And I still talk to Aaron Baker about those kind of training sessions. They would do a very similar thing to me, is where they would warm up until they got to whatever that extreme weight is. And then that one set is balls out, balls deep, as many reps as you can with the heaviest weight you possibly can move. And then that was the set. And then you move on to the next thing. So I loved his principles. He'd be the closest thing to me, besides the creator of Nautilus, to my beliefs on how I train. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I just wished there was an understanding and a change at some point, because all those people I was talking about got injured, and they also were out of shape by the time they hit their 40s, which is so freaking young. And they couldn't maintain much more than that, except for the ones that grew and understood they have to change that training a little bit more. So that was really cool to see. And we just didn't get Mike Metzer long enough to see him grow and teach more and more. But one of the most, I guess you would say, one of the hardest people to talk to, because he was so beyond intelligent when it came to engineering and training and nutrition and just the body itself. Go for it. What do we got?
Octoman, again, I have a lot of issues isolating my biceps. I can't do mind muscle connection, and how do I isolate biceps better?
So I got a machine that I put stims on. You guys all know about those kind of stim machines. I got a great one. And so you put that on, and that's going to open up the circuit for your body, so you can kind of bypass yourself, and it's going to stimulate that connection. So I would just pick up one of those and use that in the meantime. So, but for anybody else, what he says here is the beginning. He says he can't do mind to muscle connection. So I'm assuming he has nerve damage. I can't think of any other reason you wouldn't have mind to muscle connection. So there might be something like his back is so hurting. Do you mind letting me know if you have any kind of tingling down into your fingertips or down into your toes, anything like that? Everybody here, you guys do realize that mind to muscle connection is number one, right? And it can happen before you go to the gym just by you posing. Ooh, someone got their blood work? Go for it. Big Scotty.
Received my blood work back, and my free test was high. I can keep keeping my nutrition plan the same, even in the time of profound loss. I remember what you said about maintaining your nutrition plan no matter what the circumstances. Thank you, Mike.
I love it, big Scotty. Scotty's my age, and your free test is high. That's the main point, though, that you want that free testosterone high. I work with a guy, and his testosterone is 1,000. I think it was 1,100, which is beyond off the chart. But then his free testosterone was below the mid range. So even though his testosterone, he had so much, nothing was being used. Compared to this situation where maybe you don't have all of it, but your free testosterone is working at 100%. So that's a great thing. It also shows that your body's utilizing everything that you got. Oh, these questions are going, guys. If you got a good question, I would seriously throw it down below. That way I can see it there. Somehow we got to do that on TikTok. Go for it. It's your call.
He didn't say anything about nerves, but he just says his forearms seem to do all the work.
So you don't have mind to muscle connection on his bicep, right? And you're saying your forearm does all the work. Okay, so that's just, you're just going through the motions. You're not connected. Yeah, so unfortunately with that is like, you should be able to just sit here and flex and go, okay, there's bicep. It should be that easy. And then you pick up the weight and your biceps doing the work. And if it's not like that, your forearms shouldn't be doing the work. Your forearms shouldn't be doing the work when you're doing back day. So that's just, unfortunately, you may not be, but if there is other muscles working, then you're just being lazy on focusing on the muscle that should be working. And I hope you guys understand that. Chest tips. Don't do bench press. Just stay with the inclines. Go to a couple secondary exercises. Stretch the fascia. And that's your chest workout. What is more important, discipline or talent? You got a response for that one, Jeffrey?
Sorry, I'm reading. What was that? What's more important, discipline or talent?
Yes.
That's a tricky one.
Just go easy on it. I just go discipline.
Yeah, I know. That's probably discipline.
Yeah. Talent doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't.
Potential doesn't mean shit. None of that means shit. Genetics doesn't mean shit. If you don't got discipline, none of it's going to come to fruition.
Yeah. Depends on how far and long. You can go in on that, but yeah.
Yeah, you could take obviously
It's
deep.
Discipline. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, like imagine you. All right, imagine Mike. You weren't disciplined. Okay. So you're 18 years old, and what? Your bench stops at 500. So it's like fuck.
Well,
the talent already had you.
Yeah.
Going, but was it all? I mean, I don't know. It's
having both is great, though. I'll say that having both is great, and then really focusing on the discipline will set you up. And that's basically the greatest in the world. The greatest in the world have some great genetic gifts, some talent, and then they add the discipline on top of that.
Hard work always beats talent until talent works hard.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth, which is okay.
Yeah, totally okay.
Life ain't fair.
Okay.
Should I do high weight, low reps, or failure? Yeah, there's no such thing as that. Heaviest weight you can for the rep range you're doing. To increase appetite. Oh, this is good during bulking. Yeah. Well, you'll do that automatically. So it's a great question. How do you get your appetite better as you are bulking? Because you're already taking a surplus of food. And so how can you make it go up a notch? You're going to actually understand how to change your nutrition by understanding and listening to your body during that period of time. So let's say hypothetically you're eating 3,000 calories. I know that's not a bulk, but let's just stay with that number. You're eating 3,000. And obviously during this next 9 months, you would like to get to 5,000 is the goal, right? Every couple of weeks, you're going to raise that up another 200. Couple weeks go by, you're going to raise it up another 200. If the body is looking good, your strength is going in the right direction, and you're not just loading up the weight, the calories, and you're looking sloppy. But if it's moving in the right direction, then you're going to continue to make yourself hungrier, even though you don't feel like you're hungry. It's just like strength. It's a crazy thing when you're doing a powerlifting training plan for 12 weeks, and you start that first week out, and let's say a 500 squat feels heavy. By week 10, you only went up 5 pounds each week, or even maybe less than that. But at the week 10, you already got 50 pounds more on you. And so that 500 is going to feel so light, but you're still doing 550. So it's going to feel heavy. So it's the same thing with the calories. Even though you're now up to 4,000 calories or 5,000 calories, you're actually sped up your metabolism, have a better appetite because you did those slow process and just added time to it. I'm going back to the questions. What do you got? We got Scotty. We got them. Would I ever do arm wrestling? Would I ever arm wrestle somebody? Sure, I'd arm wrestle somebody. Would I ever do it like try to compete and do a tournament? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's not much of an enjoyment for me. That one doesn't get me. A judo tournament, a jiu-jitsu tournament, yes, that would be something, because I would like that goal would be obviously to arm bar or choke somebody out or toss them on their ass. That would feel good, but just to put the other, it's just not here for me. It wouldn't make me, my loins wouldn't fluff up for that.
Thoughts on the book, Lifting Weights is a Waste of Time, and the author? I don't know about that, but I kind of want to look that up now, because that sounds like a big clickbait title.
Wow.
So if the author is like for real about that, and he's not just like a clickbait title.
So I'm assuming it's about that lifting weights is great. Will you let us know? Because that makes no sense.
Yes.
And I'm not even talking about bodybuilding or powerlifting or anything. I'm just talking about that it's already been overly nauseously that weightlifting is the number one for longevity and staying healthy. So that makes no sense to me any other way. Do you guys know that? Or did you guys not know that? That by far the number one thing, obviously you should eat well and you should eat as healthy as you possibly can. But weightlifting, let me say this, weightlifting with stress. So that's not the guy that goes in, lifts the 10 pounds 100 times, but actually lifting weights, not calisthenics, nothing like that. Lifting weights to put stress on the body makes the body live longer. So I hope you guys knew that. If you didn't, there you go. Go check out some studies, read about that, talk about bone density and everything. Oh, that's going to shut it. Keep going, guys. But I would like to hear, is he just trying a clickbait on the title of that book? What's he doing?
Asking for dick pills.
Nice.
He wants the rhino pills.
All right.
Bobo.
And blocked. Let's go one more time. Let's see if we do need to get Lee's butt on here.
Yep.
Going back to the questions, there's questions down below I can ask you guys. Let me clean this up real quick. Chest tips, I told you. Mike, I'm suffering. How can I increase my appetite during bulking? Did that one. Boom, boom. Do you take ice baths or saunas? I don't do ice baths. I do like sauna, but I only do it during a dry out because it just takes too much water out of my system and drains me. Should I do high weights, low reps? That's not a thing. Jeffrey, what do you got for me? Increase appetite.
Great carb load due to water retention. Any tips?
Absolutely none. So the person asked, I'll throw that up there. Wow. Yeah, sorry. That is an emotional thing. Yeah, and it's also, so do you know why your body, if you carb load, that you retain so much water? Does anybody know that? Why that would be? And the reason why that is because most likely what you've done is that you've gone away from carbs for quite a while. And so you've actually made your body change how it utilizes food, from protein to fats to carbs. And so when you do finally go back to carbs and you have a carb day or something like that, you blow up 10, 20 pounds like a balloon of water, is because you taught your body that it doesn't understand how to utilize those carbohydrates anymore. So you made yourself sensitive to it. And that's also called just a rebound from a bodybuilding show. Now, in the health and fitness world, we understand that we are traumatizing our body in that sense. And so when we do finish the show, instead of just going out and eating and blowing up 20 pounds, we slowly put it back in until the body adapts to it and starts utilizing it again. So even with the greatest in the world, that happens. But we understand that you've always got to fix it slowly and then go back to it. But if the one thing that's freaked out about you is that you're like, I'm never doing carbs again, I can't help you. I can't help you at all.
Get in there, Bobo. The fans want you. The fans need
I'm
you.
admiring the helmet.
I got a helmet for you to admire.
What a helmet.
Comb the desert.
Yeah.
What do we got? Another question. Let me go back here. Cold or hot showers? Hot showers. Rapid questions. Here we go. What is the best supplements? The ones that you take. Same question twice. I'm 38. Just learned I have a torn labrum. Boom, 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 boom. Just workouts. Yep. Just recover. Try peptides as well as you're recovering and getting those knees better. Is it good for a teenager, 13 to 18, to go to the gym? 100%. Thank you. Love. We got the schedule. Sorry, guys. We said that. We said boom, boom, boom. There's no other questions. There was a lot of what's the best supplement?
Yeah.
There's so many different supplements, guys, and it depends on what you need and what you've done. And I just did a blood work test to find out what my body needs supplementation wise. So that's is really cool. And so I'll get this back here in hopefully next week. I got my one test done and back, and I'll talk about this, but this is for you older people. The test was for any possibility of cancer down the road or anything now. And we came back clear, but it's just something that is available that's out there now, which is crazy knowing that my parents both passed from cancer, and something like this that's available for you older people to be able to test something like that, to be preventative in the possibility of something in the future. So it's a huge thing. And I know that this isn't a kid's thing. Let's hope. I mean, not kids get it too. But my point is, for you olders, if you guys want to talk about it, make sure to follow my YouTube, because I'll be talking about this, the blood work I did there. Plus, oh, let me get this guy real quick. Ooh. And boom, got him. And then the next thing is the supplementation. So it'll be interesting to see what supplementations maybe I'm taking too much of, because when I did talk to the doctor did say back down on the vitamin D, up my C, and I take a lot of C, but vitamin C and protein build collagen within the body. How cool is that? There's a little hack for you guys at home.
Yeah, Thor's community in here.
Yeah. Freak yeah. I'm not as big as Thor, but those are getting a little suspicious. The double, which was it? The double bicep split right there.
There it is.
That's what you want to do. We're gonna get even better, guys.
What, were you gonna take over this?
Nah, just call it out, kid. Load up. Guys, I'm sending this boy out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some leggies. If you TikTokers want to do it.
Look at it. See? Look at it. Fucking twist. It's fine. Fucking Thor emoji.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So all the Thor fans that are in here today, you guys rock it. Keep rocking it. Thanks, Jeffrey.